need to do in the off season to get ready for camp, knowing that it is my sanctuary. And that's where the real creation and the culture gets set. And it wasn't on my bingo card that when I signed here in Kansas City 13 years ago that I'd spend 3 weeks every year up in St. Joe, Missouri. That's a whole year of my life, guys. And then you got guys like Coach Tom Melvin, our tight end coach, telling you, you get to play in the grass today. When you know you got a 2-hour practice with a long drive drill at the end of it. And he's right, we do. We get to play this game for a living, man. And what a pleasure, what an honor. Chris just reminded me that you don't get to play this thing forever. Don't take it for granted. So we're all excited for this year. St. Joe was amazing, and I can't wait to see what the mold of this team really becomes.
The clock is ticking in Kansas City. Each snap, each catch, each Sunday, the legend of Travis Kelce grows a little longer, but the shadow of his eventual exit grows deeper too. Kansas City Chiefs fans have spent nearly a decade witnessing a generational tight end redefine what's possible for the position. But as the 2025 season approaches, the question no one wants to face is lurking at every turn. What happens after Travis Kelce? For a while, it seemed like the end was imminent. Kelce, now in his mid-30s, came tantalizingly close to walking away after the 2024 campaign. The whispers were everywhere. Would he hang up the cleats and step into the next chapter of his life? Retirement rumors swirled like autumn leaves in Arrowhead Stadium. Yet, here he is again, suiting up in the red and gold for at least one more season, chasing legacy and perhaps another championship ring. But even legends can't outrun Father Time. Over the past 2 seasons, the numbers tell a story that fans try their best to ignore. The days of 1,000-yard seasons seem to have slipped into the rearview mirror. Kelce's hands are still reliable, his football IQ is as sharp as ever, and the chemistry with Patrick Mahomes is undeniable. However, the yards after catch, once his signature weapon, have quietly faded. The bulldozing runs, the impossible escapes, the extra 15 yards after contact, those moments are becoming less frequent. It doesn't take an NFL scout to see that the Chiefs are at a crossroads. If 2025 is indeed Kelce's final curtain call, Kansas City must look to the horizon and plan for a future without its most reliable safety valve. Kansas City's front office isn't blind to the looming transition. Their tight end room is as crowded as it's ever been, with talent jockeying for a chance to step into the spotlight. Noah Gray, Robert Tonin, Jared Way, and Jake Burning-Stoll each bring something unique to the table. Gray, in particular, has quietly built a reputation as a dependable second option, showing flashes of brilliance that suggest he could be more than just a role player. But here's the catch. Betting the franchise's future on Gray, or any of the current backups, is a gamble. The leap from promising understudy to every down, game-changing tight end is a steep one. For a team that spent the better part of a decade with a future Hall of Famer at the position, uncertainty is an uncomfortable companion. If Gray, or another tight end, doesn't seize the role, the Chiefs could look to free agency. On paper, this seems simple. Find a veteran, sign him, plug him into the offense, and keep the Mahomes machine rolling. But football rarely offers easy answers. The free agent market for tight ends is notoriously fickle. The truly game-changing players rarely hit the open market, and those that do often come with a hefty price tag or a long list of injury concerns. Even the best-case scenario often results in a stopgap solution, not a new foundation. For a team built around sustained excellence, settling for good enough isn't in the DNA. That's why the most intriguing option may be the 2026 NFL Draft. College football is a breeding ground for the next generation of stars, and every year, a new wave of talent emerges, ready to leave their mark on the league. Sports Illustrated's Daniel Flick has already put a name on Kansas City's radar, Max Clair. Clair is a name that's starting to buzz in scouting circles. After 2 productive seasons with the Purdue Boilermakers, he made the leap to Ohio State, where he's quickly become a focal point in one of college football's most explosive offenses. Last season, Clair racked up 685 receiving yards and found the end zone 4 times. But it's not just the stats that pop, it's the way he plays. Clair has the size, speed, and hands to be a nightmare matchup for defenders, and his route running is already drawing comparisons to some of the league's best. Imagine for a moment, it's the 2026 NFL Draft, and the Chiefs are on the clock late in the first round. The war room is tense. General Manager Brett Veach and his staff have spent months dissecting film and running through every scenario. The names of potential tight end replacements have been debated endlessly. But when the time comes, the card is handed in, and the pick is Max Clare. For Chiefs fans, the excitement would be palpable. Clare is more than just a replacement. He's a potential star in his own right. His combination of athleticism and football intelligence could make him a seamless fit in Andy Reid's offense. With Mahomes still in his prime and a supporting cast hungry for another Super Bowl run, adding a weapon like Clare could be the move that keeps the Chiefs at the top of the NFL hierarchy. Of course, draft picks are never a sure thing. For every can't-miss prospect, there's a cautionary tale. But the Chiefs have built their dynasty by taking calculated risks and trusting their process. Betting on a player with Clare's upside is exactly the kind of move that could pay off for years to come. To understand why the search for Kelce's successor is so crucial, you have to appreciate what makes the position so unique. Tight ends are the ultimate hybrids, part offensive lineman, part wide receiver, part battering ram. They're asked to block defensive ends on one play, outrun safeties on the next, and absorb punishing hits over the middle. Kelce has embodied all of those traits, and then some. His ability to read defenses, find soft spots in coverage, and make contested catches has made him Mahomes' most trusted target. Replacing that level of production and reliability is no small feat. That's why the Chiefs aren't just looking for a tight end. They're looking for a player who can be the engine of the offense, the safety net, and the game breaker all rolled into one. Whether it's Gray, a free agent, or a rookie like Clare, the next man up will have enormous shoes to fill. It's easy to get caught up in the uncertainty of the future, but there's also a sense of anticipation in the air. Every great dynasty is defined by how it handles transitions. The Patriots moved on from legends and kept winning. The Packers handed the keys from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers and never missed a beat. The Chiefs are about to embark on their own transition, and the stakes couldn't be higher. For now, though, the focus is on the present. Kelce is still in uniform, still making plays, still chasing history. The Chiefs are still Super Bowl contenders, still the team everyone wants to beat. But the smart organizations, the ones that stay on top year after year, are always planning ahead. If this is Kelce's last ride, Chiefs fans should savor every moment. Watch every route, every catch, every celebration. Because soon, the torch will be passed. Maybe it will go to Gray. Maybe it will go to a free agent. Or maybe, just maybe, it will go to a rookie from Ohio State named Max Clare, ready to write the next chapter in Kansas City's story. The future is coming, and it might arrive sooner than anyone expects. The Chiefs, as always, will be ready. And so, too, should their fans. The next 5 years will be a test of patience, faith, and vision. But if history is any guide, the Chiefs will find a way not just to survive, but to thrive in a world after Travis Kelce. For now, the legend continues, but the next legend might already be waiting in the wings. And that's a story no football fan will want to miss.